Welcome to the YardPrep pregame show. I am your rightful host, Kai Chen Chisholm, not Roy A. Shepard in the stunt that he pulled on my show last week, along with the man below him in Simba, and of course below me, Alfredo Arteaga, one of the trio of the 3 yards per carry. Thursday Night Football, I decided to wear a jersey that wasn't Tua since he's probably not playing. I got a Patrick Surtain jersey on, so hopefully maybe I can bring some luck to the stadium as I'll join Juan Cardona in about 2 hours. Sitting up there in the stadium and watch the Ravens blow us out. But guys, how are we feeling? I'll start with you, Alfredo. What are you feeling about tonight's game? Are you ready to see the Dolphins get blown out, or are there some surprises maybe?
I want to know who the hell's playing quarterback first. Then I'll have an opinion, okay? If it's Brissett, we're getting killed. If it's Tua, I think we're going to be entertained. The Ravens don't have – this is not your daddy's Baltimore Ravens, okay? They don't rush the passer well. They're sixth from the bottom in sacks. They're fifth from the bottom in pressures, and they're fourth from the bottom in hurries. So they don't rush the passer well. They're bad against the pass. They give up a lot of points through the passing game. They do stop the run very well, and we know who Lamar Jackson is, right? So if Tua plays, I think we're in for some entertainment. If Brissett plays, 31-10.
30. Okay. Simba, how do you feel about tonight's game?
The Baltimore Ravens are 8-1 since the last 9 games against the Dolphins. And
taking my segments already.
Well, I lost what I was. Oh, and the Dolphins are 0-6 against the spread since last time they played the Baltimore Ravens at home. I feel great. This is one of those games where I see an upset coming. An upset is coming. This is one of those weird games that's like they should lose super badly, and then they might actually win. So, but I agree with Alf. I'm only feeling that confident if I see Tua. If not, I think it's going to be a rough game to watch, and I'm going to be glad that the Miami Heat play later.
All right, so we're in for a rough one. Royal, how about yourself, man?
Yeah, so Simba is where me and you were before the Bucks game, but I've since come off of that hill. I'm actually feeling really good because I just sat up here and watched the second best intro video on the 5 Reasons Sports Network, behind the clutch corner, of course. And stupid. And I already know that the Dolphins are in for an ass kicking. But Lamar Jackson is from Pompano. I love to see black Pompanolians do great. And so playing the Dolphins
is that a word?
What, Pompanolians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about white Pompanolians?
There are white Pompanolians too, but
you're not excited for them?
Not as excited as the black Pompanolian. But yeah, Pompanolians is native to ROTC instructor at my high school. His name is Granville Scott. He called people from Pompano Pompanolians. It kind of stuck. It became a thing. So yeah, I'm excited for all Pompanolians and when they do well. And Lamar Jackson's a Pompanolian, and the Dolphins are a great chance for him to do well. So the Dolphins are going to get crushed though. Like I don't see an avenue for them to win this game.
We have to try to be a little bit, maybe a little bit positive. I don't think any of us do, but
that's what they got you
for. Yeah, I guess. So as we sit here and we get ready for the game and we get ready to do
top of the morning.
So with all of that, a player that you like to see have a breakout game today, we're obviously a little bit of ways away from seeing, or at least officially seeing, if Tua is going to be the backup or not. So just in general, whether it's Tua or Brissett, and I'll go in reverse order there and start with you, Royal, who is a player on offense, defense, special teams, whoever it is that you want to see have an impact game today?
My answer is going to be the same until the end of the season because there's only one player that I care about at this point in the Dolphin season, and that's Tua. Like, I want him to play. I want to see him do well. I want to see him kill teams, and then I want to see him leave the Dolphins at the end of the season and go get put in a situation where he's wanted and will succeed. So, I mean, this is like the rest of this season is about evaluation for Miami, and the most important player to evaluate is Tua Tagovailoa. You kind of see what you have with some of the rookies that you have in place. You kind of know what Waddle is. Maybe you can kind of do some things different next year. You kind of know what Javon Holland is. You really know he is. He's a fucking monster. That's what he is. You want to see more from Jalen Phillips, but you've seen flashes from him this year. So now it's about analyzing which players you plan on bringing back to kind of help this team move forward. But I think it all starts with Tua. I want to see him do well, and so that's what I'm looking for tonight. Any other quarterback playing, I'm probably not going to watch the game.
Simba? And you're muted.
He's still muted and still talking.
He's still muted.
Oh, okay. My bad. If Tua plays, it's kind of the same thing. That's the only guy I want to see ball out. If he doesn't play, then I'd like to see Waddle break a tackle for once and go
somewhere. Michael is screaming inside.
I would like to see that happen, and then him take it 40 yards after the catch or something like that. That's what I would like to see. And besides that, I don't know if there's really anybody worth really watching. This is a sad team. It's some sad days.
Alf,
Christ,
this is we should have all worn black. This seems like a funeral right now.
Well, I did say 2 weeks ago that we were going to smoke crack on the extra yard. You got to drive, right? So we can't smoke crack now.
You do have to drive.
Yes.
You can't drive after smoking crack?
No, you can't. You can't. But I want to see, it's the same thing, right? I want to see Tua play well, but outside of Tua, they made a couple of moves. Look, this offseason, for the last 3 off seasons, they've gone about meticulously bringing about this defensive line. God knows why they can't do the same thing for the offensive line, all right? But the last 3 years, they spent 2 first-round picks on Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips. They picked up Zach Sealer off the scrap heap, and he's a nice player. Raekwon Davis in the 2nd round. Adam Butler as a free agent. Emmanuel Ogbah as a free agent. That is really good work on the defensive line. They've done the exact opposite on the offensive line. Okay? They've used the same amount of assets, and none of them have worked out. It has to be coaching. But I'm going to go right there. He has alluded all week that they're going to make some changes on the offensive line. I want to see if they do make some changes, and if Greg Little is finally active, and if he is active, if he plays. And for that matter, does anybody know if Solomon Kinley's alive? Does anybody know where he is?
Is he still in the doghouse? I think that's one of the.
Speaking of the doghouse, another guy I want to see, and then I want to see him the hell out of here because evidently they don't like him, is Preston Williams. Turns out that, it's been whispered about all season, but he's really only missed 1 game this year due to injury. The rest has been disciplinary. So I don't know what the hell he's been doing, but he's going to play today. Hopefully he plays with Tua and he has a nice game, and maybe they could build something on that going forward. But other than that, I really want to see those defensive ends play against Lamar Jackson. They built this defense to try to stop a running quarterback or a mobile quarterback in Josh Allen. And they've had some success this year. The problem is they didn't bring their offense to either game. I'd like to see them matched up against the ultimate running quarterback, Lamar Jackson, and see how Emmanuel Ogbah, Jalen Phillips hold up against those guys. So I guess that's the game inside the game I want to watch. But yeah, no Tua, no interest.
Is that how I guess you guys all see it in terms of? I mean, obviously, I'm gonna be in attendance, but for you guys, without Tua playing, is it just kind of all right, snooze, because now it's just gonna be the Dolphins getting embarrassed on national television?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how there's an avenue to think otherwise. I've watched Jacoby Brissett play football several times, and even the one game that he did win was absolutely terrible. He's embarrassing. All right, he's embarrassing. And it's I'm not going to keep subjugating myself to watching him play football, bro. It's over with. I've seen enough. I don't want to watch. Do we think that there's any? And I guess the main person to know more than any of us is you, Alf. Do you think there is any chance that we do see Tua play today, or is it just pretty much going to be the Brissett show, and it's just a long shot that Tua would actually be on the field?
Well, he showed up to the stadium before Brissett. So I guess that's a good sign, right?
Okay. He's on time.
Unfortunately, Brissett also arrived to the stadium. He didn't get stuck in traffic. So since they're both there, we got a problem, right? If somebody could sneak into a locker room and hide Brissett's jersey, that'd be a great thing. He can play. If you can dress, you can play. It's I know everybody. Oh, but he can't make all the throws. What throw is Brissett making that Tua can't make? You know what I mean?
Brissett throws and the ball it doesn't even get out of his hand properly. Yeah. Honestly.
And my favorite line was the deep ball just won't be there. Okay, when has the deep ball been there all year? Like Tua has like 1.9 seconds to get rid of the ball before he dies. So nobody gives a crap about a deep ball. So just play the guy already. Like, I understand what you're trying to do, Coach Flores, okay? And it's working, all right? But, try to entertain us on a Thursday night.
I think the point that you're making, though, like he couldn't make all the throws. It's just like the throws that he can make are better than any throw that Jacoby Brissett can make. Like, and that's just kind of like, yeah, like even if he's throwing the ball 10 yards down the field, I don't care. Like, I don't want to watch Jacoby Brissett play football anymore. I've had enough. Like, are you going to end my suffering anytime soon? And apparently the answer is no. So, oh my God, bro.
I don't know. I feel like it would be a waste. I don't know. Like I feel so many different types of ways about this just because I feel like it is a waste to not play Tua, especially on prime time, especially if he can suit up. I think that's a big thing for everyone, especially like last week, going there, being in the stadium with Michael Christian and watching Tua go through warmups. We were just sitting there looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on? What the heck is actually the issue? Do you guys think that there's maybe something, and Alf, you kind of alluded to what you think Brian Flores is doing. Is there something maybe behind more of that than just the injury? Do you think there's something else that's playing into that?
They're putting the fucking screws to Tua, bro. Like that's what it is. Like,
yeah,
I'll say things that certain members of this panel cannot say because they are credentialed and well respected in the media area. But the Dolphins are putting the F-wording screws to Tua Tagovailoa. And if they don't play him in this Thursday night game, that just further seals what I believe, which is that they are trying to lower his value around the league, make him be seen as injury prone, so that they don't have to, so that it's easier for them to get the guy who they really want. Like, and that's just that's what it is, bro.
Simba, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Flores is an asshole. So like I know Alf was saying like, oh, like I'm gonna believe Flores this time, and how could we ever believe Flores? Like the guy like just talks crap out of it. Like after every loss, it's like, I think we prepared well, we just didn't execute. And I'm like, how the fuck did you prepare well? We got our asses blown out. Like what the fuck just happened? Like what game were you at? Like I don't know. I think the same thing as everybody.
Were you on the sidelines?
Like it's like it's fuckery to Tua. Like I think Flores wakes up and is like, how the fuck can I make this guy's life even harder today? And like, so yeah.
Oh look, guys, Mike Gesicki leads all the tight ends in the league in yards.
I mean, I could use a fantasy performance out of him tonight.
I got him on my team. He's been money.
Wait a minute. They said
he goes out of bed and it's 20 points.
They said he got 488 yards since when?
Since week 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like a 1,200, 1,300 yard pace. That's pretty good.
Man, it would be a shame if somebody was trying to slow him down at the beginning of the season by not throwing him the goddamn ball so they wouldn't have to pay him.
It would be a damn shame.
It would be a shame, bro. I know no franchise that anybody on this network roots for.
Look, Brian Flores is enough of a hard ass.
Oh, really?
He's enough of a hard ass that he's proven already that he'll bury Preston Williams. God knows publicly. Where. Like at one point we thought he died. Like last year he hurt his foot and then he just disappeared. They said, "Do you remember when he hurt his foot against the Cardinals?" And then what they said afterwards, they said, "Oh, he's day to day." We didn't see him again until camp.
Yep,
he disappeared for like 7 months, and then this year he looks fine to me. And then all of a sudden, oh, he's inactive. Oh, he's inactive. Oh, he has this injury. He has this other injury. And I'm like, this sounds like a bunch of bullshit. This sounds like you guys suspended him and don't want to tell everybody he's suspended. And now it comes out, yeah, okay, he's been suspended basically the entire year. And I guess now he's off suspension. If Brian Flores is willing to do that, then he's willing to sit Tua over whatever insubordination he may think Tua has committed.
Flores is willing to do anything. He has Jesse Davis playing right tackle. Like, what the fuck?
The man, no regard.
Like Liam Eichenberg looks horrible on left side, and he looked great. He looked pretty good on the right side. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep Liam Eichenberg at left. Just because.
Hey, Chris Kaufman blew my mind on the show this week. And I don't know if you guys listened to the podcast this week. This team is actually burying my podcast. I'm losing downloads by the fucking second because of them. But I don't know if you listened to the podcast, but he said, believe it or not,
losing brain cells.
Liam Eichenberg has been worse than Austin Jackson. and he has been at left tackle.
I
You know
hate
who
this life.
said? You know who said about 6 weeks ago? I feel much more comfortable playing on the right side because I feel balanced and I know what I'm doing on there on the right side.
Liam Eichenberg, he said he didn't have to reach as much on the left side.
On
On the right side.
On the right side, exactly.
Yeah.
So you know what they did as soon as he said that?
Put his ass at left tackle.
Yeah. Well, fuck what you think, you stupid player.
You think you know what's best?
Yeah.
For you? I'm gonna put Jesse Davis out there every single game before
Yeah,
you,
what the
motherfucker.
He's so like Flores is one of the most hard-headed people that like, oh my god, man, holy shit.
Yeah, my favorite play of last week because that game was hard to endure.
Oh
Although
my
I did give a lot of credit to the defense. Like I said, they had two offenses. They had to play against two offenses last week, so that was a really impressive performance in my opinion. But my favorite play was, how can you forget Jacoby Brissett saying, "I'm going in the gun. I'm going in the gun." He snaps it, and Jesse Davis absolutely does not block the guy in front of him, and that guy plants Jacoby Brissett. That shit was the funniest thing I've seen all season.
I really wanted to start a put into a chant while I was at the stadium, but I just
You and like the 8 other people that are going to be there tonight.
no, I was talking about the other day. But we have our answer here. We have our answer. Jacoby Brissett will start for the Dolphins tonight, according to Cameron Wolf. Tua will back up, still recovering from a fractured middle finger.
What a fucktard of a night, man. Holy shit.
What you talking about, bro? The Heat play at 10:30. I'm gonna catch me a nap before that game.
Holy crap, man. What the fuck?
What a life, right?
What an embarrassing organization. Like, fucking A, dude. Holy shit.
Well, at least they invented beer and drugs.
Is there any damn, dude, it's hard to even try to stretch the
This game
pregame
made
show out
Brewer the
after
proud
this
sponsor
shit,
of the Five Reasons Sports Network. Dolphins
and JoJo Watkins, proud sponsor of all the marijuana in Miami Gardens Drive.
So
that guy's not a real name. I just made up that name.
Bro,
right?
that shit just
I'm not out of nobody.
That shit just sucked the air out of the whole show.
Yeah, I'm so fucking pissed right now. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I don't even.
I think I'm gonna wear my Jeremy Shockey jersey to the game so that everyone thinks I'm just a random Miami tourist.
Let me ask you guys a question. If the announcement was, and I know he's not here, he's an Eagle now, okay? Mm-hmm. But if the announcement was Reed Sinet's gonna start tonight, I would actually peck up a little bit. No, you kill yourself. I peck up a little bit.
I'd watch that.
I would watch that. I'd be more interested.
After he throws 3 interceptions, I'll be like, damn, all right, well, at least we knew what we were going to get.
Or after he throws 4 touchdowns in the first quarter.
The fact that I don't know what would happen if they threw Reed Sinet out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what I'm finna. Well, I'm not going to watch it, but I know exactly what you guys are finna watch when the Dolphins go out there on the field tonight. Jacoby Brissett is going to throw the ball.
What did you come? Look, let me pose. Let me pose a hypothetical, okay?
Oh, please.
For the sake of just posing hypotheticals, okay?
What if Jacoby Brissett can make reads?
Well, what if he can get the ball 3 yards down the field? That's the first question. But the second question is, we've seen crazier things happen before with the Dolphins, not against the Baltimore Ravens, but against other teams on prime time. Last time we saw this, Monday Night Football, Jay Cutler had an outstanding game and won, I think, against the New England Patriots. Do we have
Ian Drake also had like 185 yards from scrimmage, and they traded him the next offseason.
But do we have any faith that maybe there's a chance that we can see something good out of Jacoby Brissett today?
If Jacoby Brissett throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns today and beats the Ravens by 40 points, I won't give him credit for it.
I have a question. I have a real question.
He's done enough damage.
If Jacoby
he's gonna have to win out. He's gonna have to win out for me to I
have a real question. If we are actually, if the defense is having a good game and they're keeping us in the game, and Jacoby Brissett looks like trash, what are the chances that Jacoby Brissett gets benched for Tua? Like realistically,
0.0%.
Yeah,
Flores, like you said, is an asshole.
Yeah, the only thing that can save us from watching Jacoby Brissett is I forgot the guy's name already.
I mean, we could pull a PSG player and
Jesse
call it
Davis.
on our own teammates.
Jesse Davis can save us if he does what he does normally. Then gets Jacoby Brissett killed. Then Tua will have to play then.
This is true. Okay, so
but then that would mean that good things happen to the Dolphins Royal, and that does not happen.
I believe that
good things can happen to the Dolphins. I don't know why he believes it, but
because I haven't been a fan of the Dolphins for very long, and I'm starting to understand why you guys don't believe good things can happen to the Dolphins.
Yeah, we can't. It just cannot be possible. So as we go through, I mean, look, honestly, we're just gonna kind of go through the rest of the pregame show here because I feel like we can't go for a whole entire hour just talking about Jacoby Brissett.
Good question. That's a good question in the comments.
Which one?
If Jacoby Brissett and Lamar Jackson switch places, what's the score? But how much did Miami win by?
A lot.
Will it be though? He still because Lamar would still have the same coaches over here.
Yeah, but they would have Jacoby Brissett.
And we would have Lamar.
This team does not know how to use anything.
You know what, Alfredo? I will counter that point that the Dolphins will still have Jesse Davis. But Lamar Jackson.
But can he escape?
Lamar
can escape.
Yeah, Jesse Davis doesn't have to block anybody.
This is the ultimate. You know, this game is also a problem. Like you really have to root for our defense to put the clamps on Lamar Jackson because this is the ultimate Stephen Ross "I told you so" game. He's going to be sitting on his ass up there in the skybox, and he's going to be looking at everybody saying, "Look at my quarterback evaluation. See, I know what the hell I'm doing." You know.
I wanted that Pomponian guy.
So we're gonna get into a little bit of the. If it even pops up here, there we go. We're gonna get into a little bit of the history of the game here between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens.
I like these.
The Ravens currently lead the series 10-6. So 10-6, the Ravens are against the Miami Dolphins since they started playing and recording such stats. The last time the Miami Dolphins won was in what year? Let's see if anyone did look at the rundown today.
I didn't look at the rundown, but I know when it was. Is when they played against them when they didn't have Flacco. I want to say 2017. Was that right?
2015. They won 15-13 in Miami. That was the last time they won. So about 6 years ago. And the last time the Dolphins lost, of course, we all know, was the Lamar Jackson game, 59-10 against them here in Miami on September 8th, 2000.
Y'all started his MVP campaign.
Yes, pretty much.
That was Brian Flores' debut.
Brian Flores has started a lot of people's careers. Like he gave Urban Meyer his first win.
He did. The Jaguars are undefeated across the pond. In that game that Lamar Jackson just had his coming out party, he was 17 for 20, 324 yards, 5 touchdowns, and of course that long bomb to Marquise Brown of 83 yards. RG3 also came into the game. He went 6 for 6, 55 yards and a touchdown. Mark Ingram put up 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the chosen one eventually took over for Ryan Fitzpatrick and threw 3 passes and had only 1 completion in said game. That is the biggest loss of the series for the Dolphins. Can you guess their biggest win of the series and what year that was?
They won by 7 points. In
2007.
There we go. I'm going with 2007. Good answer, Mike.
I think they beat them pretty good when they had Lamar Smith. No.
So the biggest win for the Miami Dolphins in the series by just a point spread margin was November 11th. It's so funny. Today is November 11th as well. But this in 2002. Ray Lucas went 18 for 26 with 221 yards, and a QBR of 95.2. Ricky Williams had 102, 2 touchdowns, and Jeff Blake was the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. He went 14 of 28 for a touchdown and a pick, and Jamal Lewis had 47 yards.
Jeff Blake was
so. And what was the score? What was the score of that game?
26-7. That is the biggest margin of victory that they've had over the Baltimore Ravens. And I did a kind of total. Can you guys guess how big the margin is between the Dolphins and the Ravens over the last 3 games? The Dolphins have lost all 3.
147 points.
Sheesh. 40-10.
Over 3 games?
I want to say 115.
I'm about to say they scored 50-something points in one game.
Yeah, they scored 50. Wait, Matt, run this back. What do you?
As you can,
I guess I'll give you guys an over under of how many points the Dolphins have scored. Over under of 24
Total
over the past 3 games. Yeah.
Oh,
That's under. That's under. There's a shutout in there, and there's a 6-point game in there, and there's a 10-point game in there.
Yeah.
So they've scored 16 points in the last 3 games.
On the dot. And can you guys? I'll give an over under of 95.
120.
Over
120.
Yeah, it was
137.
It was 70 and 100 and what?
137 to 16. That is the correct margin.
Wow,
We
the
have
scores were
scored
what?
59-10,
59-10, 40 nothing,
40 nothing, and 38 to 6.
Nice.
I'm convinced the Dolphins did not play football in any of those nights.
They
I'm
absolutely
convinced Dolphins
not.
still don't play football, Simba.
You know what's funny? That 38 to 6 score, Dolphins won 9 in a row around that score that season. They won 5 before that game, 4 after that game.
It's just very very interesting and just very depressing.
I got a
But
question for Alfredo. Alfredo, how gratifying is it to have all of this accumulated Dolphins knowledge while watching a season like this?
How gratifying? It can't be, man.
Exactly. That's the point, Simba.
No, it just gives me a point of reference when this team wasn't so fucking pathetic. You know what I mean? I just sit there and I stare at the screen. And I'm like, you motherfuckers have destroyed the team of my youth. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you. I'm not talking about. It's not ancient history. Okay, we're talking about the '90s. Okay, in the early 2000s, this team every single year was in the Super Bowl conversation. Every single year.
and now look where we are.
Year. And now they are not.
Love to see it.
Over under Lamar Jackson rushing for 250 yards in this game.
So
God
here's
damn.
the interesting thing to that statement there, Royal. Can you guys guess how many times in that 59-10 victory, how many times Lamar Jackson rushed the football?
Less than 3.
Yeah, I don't think he ran the ball that much in that game.
He ran the ball only 6 times in that game, dispelling the Lamar Jackson as a running back. Excuse me, sorry. He rushed the ball 3 times, and it was for 6 yards.
Well, they shut him down then.
And 5 touchdowns. So there's also that to add to it. So, I mean, they did a little bit. So I do want to also add here before we get into
under.
game
I got a good one. Over under. Clipper points. Lamar Jackson rushing yards today.
Oh, don't do this to me.
I'll go for like 75 rushing yards at least.
Oh, well, then the Clippers are going to score more points than that against Miami. But
that's true.
Yeah, if I don't think the Clippers touch triple digits though. So if Lamar gets 100 yards, then I'm gonna say under for Clippers points. If he but the 100 is.
I mean, the Heat are going 19-15 by Christmas. So
Chisholm. No, they're not. We're never losing again.
Okay.
I'll see you at 2:00 in the morning today. The show, yelling
I'm
about
definitely
things.
watching the post game show. That
Let me ask Royal something.
What's up,
Royal? Do you think that Carmelo Anthony wakes up in the morning and says, "I'm good at basketball"?
Oh yeah, every day because he's the Lakers' best player right now. Like that's mind blowing, bro. That in the year of our
they were running ISOs for him,
bro,
and he was scoring,
and he was killing people on that shit too. Like you can't guard him. He's in his prime right now. Prime Melo, hoodie Melo.
What's the over under on Spo waking up and thinking that he's gonna force feed Duncan to shoot threes?
100%. That's what he's gonna do tonight.
First thought in his mind when he wakes up.
Man, how can I get Duncan open?
I got a new way to get Duncan the ball.
Wait, he was already open. He just keeps missing the fucking shots. My bad, guy.
Wong Dong Tigers. Meow.
Shout out to Kendall.
How many times did Kendall practice that? Like he says,
I have no idea, but that's one of the greatest things that I've ever been able to clip onto putting here. Speaking of, let me cut this goddamn clutch corner video out of this thing. So before we get into predictions, I do want to say it looks like we're not going to get the injury report and who's out and who's in For the Dolphins, like the inactives, it shouldn't really matter too much. Like maybe some surprises, but it looks like Jerome Baker's going to play. Brandon Jones is going to play. Obviously, we know Tua is the backup, and Elijah Campbell was questionable. For the Ravens, they have Sammy Watkins, who's questionable, Brandon Williams, who's questionable, and Latavius Murray, who's questionable. Does this mean anything? I mean, again, I know the Dolphins should get blown out, but does this mean anything for the Dolphins, considering that they're going to be down yet another running back? The Ravens are most likely if he does not play, because she's actually doubtful, not questionable. Excuse me, Latavius Murray, and then maybe without Sammy Watkins as well.
No, because you got to score points to win football games in the NFL, and with this clown at quarterback, they ain't scoring any. So it doesn't matter.
Well,
It doesn't matter if everybody's out for the Ravens.
Every running back that they've
as long as they get to 20, if they get to 20 they're fine. They're
14.
Damn.
14, you don't think 14 points and they run away with it, Alfredo.
My God. There's just no faith at all. I mean, I'm going into this with no faith either, but Jesus.
Have you seen Brissett play quarterback?
Yeah, I was there for it live.
The man forgot how to play.
I'm telling you. I have a football with me. I'm telling you, he throws the ball and it doesn't escape. It's like
it goes down.
It just goes down.
What the fuck? What's up with his mechanics, man? Holy shit.
You know what? I think you all should follow a real football team. And, we could be all good to go.
They're just as bad as the Dolphins.
Live, laugh, love. Listen.
And their head coach is a clown.
Yeah.
And their owner thinks that there needs to be no taunting. Taunting's bad.
I got a football team that y'all can follow. Our quarterback is immunized.
Currently the center of all conversation around the NFL. Took all the embarrassment away from the Dolphins.
He thinks he's Martin Luther King for some reason. Like, I don't know what's going on with this man, bro.
That's a man with confidence, man.
Yeah, bro.
He's for real.
I'm like, come on,
my God,
bro. Like, let's not do this now. Like,
bro, it's like, all right, chill. Like,
relax, bro. Relax. Okay.
Oh man.
Aaron, how could you do that, man? Like, what the fuck? Live?
Simba, I had a dream, bro. That's what happened.
Oh, man. This is depressing. This is depressing.
Let me cheer you up, Kai.
We're going to let the band deal with this.
Jimmy Butler puts the Heat back up by 1.
How did you... You bitch, you were stalling.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
The fuck, man?
Oh,
all that was stalling to add that shit back to my goddamn show.
But how full of shit? How full of shit do you have to be Stephen A. Smith, go on national television and say that? He made it sound like I don't know, like. What was that about?
Run amok and flat out deceive.
A Malcolm X speech about sports. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yo, Royals lost his mind. So as we get into the week, and before we kind of start to give our game predictions, I have to ask, because not only are all of us in the same fantasy football league, but of course we all have fantasy football going on in other leagues and stuff like that. Who is one player that this week you need to be the guy for you in fantasy football? And I'll start with you, Matt.
I didn't hear the question. Say it again.
Who is a player you need in fantasy football this week to have a great week? Someone you're relying on.
Who am I relying on?
Yes.
Fuck. I have Patrick Mahomes, who looks like shit. I have Aaron Jones, who looks like shit. Christian McCaffrey, who looks like shit. I would like one of these three players to not look like they play for the Dolphins, please. Like, those are my three people that I'm relying on. Because holy crap! And you gave me this shitty ass Christian McCaffrey. I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Shout out to Gadiel Cartagena for telling me yesterday that I've made fantastic trades, because I completely agree. Alf. Who is a player that you need this week? It can be across any league. I know we play against each other this week, but across any league, who is someone that you need to have a great game?
Well, I made a pretty big trade last week. A guy in our league had a surplus at quarterback. He has Josh Allen and Matt Stafford, and he had no running backs, but he's been wanting Leonard Fournette all year. I sniffed out, because Tua Tagovailoa was my starting quarterback for those 2 weeks against Atlanta and against Jacksonville. So I got good numbers. But I sniffed that out when Flores started talking about stupid finger, and I was like, oh, here it comes again. I said, you know what? You got your trade. Give me Matthew Stafford. He gave me Matthew Stafford. Of course, he had an awful week last week.
Right.
But the one guy on my team that's been consistently bad all year, I want him to finally perk up, is Julio Jones. I've been playing him in the flex all season, and he's been absolutely worthless. Now they don't have they don't really have a running game now. Tannehill has to throw it. Hopefully Julio Jones peps up this week because I need him. I trust Gesicki. I trust Mike Evans. I trust Devontae Adams. Matthew Stafford's a stud. Julio Jones.
Royal.
All right. I got a couple players too. I need Baker Mayfield to do something because Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback.
You're welcome.
I need Ernest Johnson to do something because Nick Chubb is my running back. I need Emmanuel Sanders to do something because Calvin Ridley, Will Fuller, and goddamn Michael Gallup on my wide receivers. Do y'all see the trend here? Everybody on my team is either out or on IR. So I'm playing all back.
Yo, you had the luckiest shit with Nick Chubb last week. Ran for a 70-yard touchdown. Oh my God. I was almost as mad as when they just announced that Jacoby Brissett was going to be starting tonight. I was like, what the – like, of course this would happen to me. Like,
you should have seen me when instead of running the ball to Najee Harris, they ran like 6 different end arounds the same way and tried to lose the game to Chicago. Like that was crazy. That game was just so stupid. But for me, and I just gotta thank Simba for giving me Najee Harris. Gotta thank Royal for giving me Lamar Jackson, just because it's just a blessed world that we live in, even though we're 3-6. I need a huge week out of Myles Gaskin. I'm putting my faith in a Miami Dolphin player. This week, I have Jamar Chase on a bye, and I still have Kareem Hunt, who's on IR. I need, in my flex, for Myles Gaskin to have a good week. I would say Van Jefferson, but I just think that I just need a good week out of them. And if anything, I just got to pray and hope that anything gets better. But I need Myles Gaskin to have a good night tonight. And now that Tua is out, maybe he will. Maybe I'll get something good out of him.
So now that Tua is out, you think that Myles Gaskin's going to know what hole
I'm just saying that last week with Tua out, I got a really good week. So
3.4 points.
Alf, if that happens, I'm going to chuck my phone from the 300 section all the way onto the field. And
Myles Gaskin wouldn't know.
That'd be a good idea to do it anyway.
In his face, man. Like, this guy has,
I just bought it, Alf.
You should try to see if Jacoby Brissett can throw it back.
That's a good idea. If I chuck this, you think he'll catch it?
Not a chance.
All right. Well, game predictions. I'll start with you, Royal. Your game predictions, a final score, and who will be the winner in tonight's game with the Dolphins and the Ravens on prime time Thursday Night Football television on NFL Network.
The Miami Dolphins are going to get their prime time ass kicked by the Baltimore Ravens. The score is going to be 42-16 or some shit like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. They're going to blow y'all ass out again. Like, it's just y'all playing Jacoby Brissett, bro. Like, there's no –
no, you're right.
There's no real, analysis to have here, bro. Like, I feel sorry for the Dolphins at this point. Like, I feel sympathy. Because y'all are going to watch this.
It's okay. We'll be fine.
Don't worry. You'll tell me all about it.
We have the Heat, right? But the Heat will lose tonight. Simba?
I'm going to say 28-17. I see defense looking pretty good for a bit. Then Flores does his coaching thing where he just can't coach anymore, and it just gets out of hand.
You sound so depressed.
I put on my Tua jersey, man. Like, what the fuck did I get this for? Like, holy shit. That was a Christmas wish wasted. And I got this bullshit.
I agree. I agree very much. At least I have this to ease my mind. Alf, this is your podcast. What's the game score for today?
Well, on our show, I made a prediction. I said if Tua plays, Baltimore Ravens 31, Miami Dolphins 27, and that we would be very, very entertained because I think that this offense with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback can dink and dunk its way to a bunch of points against the Ravens. They're just not good against the pass. Problem is Jacoby Brissett is not good with the pass. So So I'm going to stay with the 31 points because, the defense, I think the defense is going to play their heart out. There's all the evidence is that they're playing harder and harder every single week. I think the defense puts on a good show. The offense does what it always does, which is put them in terrible position. But Ravens score 31, offense scores. You know what? I'm going to give Jason Sanders credit. 13.
Oh, I'm actually at 31
I moved it up
to
3
14.
points. I moved it up 3 points.
I think it's going to end up being 31-14. I made that prediction with the intention that Tua wasn't going to start. I think that that's still going to be the end all be all. I just don't see any world where the Baltimore Ravens don't put up at least 31 points against this Miami Dolphins team. I would love to be proven wrong. I'd love to celebrate a win, but it's just not going to happen.
I was like, didn't you do that last week? You guys should have lived up. That should have been champagne flowing everywhere. That's as good as this is going to get.
Myself, Michael Christian's wife, my girlfriend, we were all there. We were enjoying life, right? And both my girlfriend and Michael Christian's wife asked me and Michael Christian why we were so depressed. And our answer was because they won and it was shit and Tua didn't play. So that'll be the same exact reaction if something like that happens tonight. Any final words from everybody? Does anyone want to get anything out of their system?
Yes, Alfredo Arteaga, is that a new 5 Reasons hat or an older one? Like
that's a very, very, very old one.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to change up because I've been on like every stream on the network for like the last 4 days. Wearing the same hat. I think that's the only hat I own.
Alfredo, holla at me, brother. Like I think I'm going on day 8.
Royal's turning orange now.
Every day. Every day, man.
Anything else, Simba? You have anything final to say?
Yeah, fuck you, Flores.